Where do you find third canals very often? I personally feel that it is the entomolaris case, which generally that extra root what you have, it is the apical third, as you can see in this image. All these apical third generally end up having very severe curvature. So you should be extremely careful when you are treating such type of cases. The second most common root which may have severe curvatures is mesial root of mandibular molar. So that's very often, and I think everybody would experience it. Distal roots of mandibular first molars or any molars, yes, very common, but not as common as the mesial root. They tend to be more curved, especially when you have two canals or calcification, and probably entomolaris cases where the roots, the extra root may be curved. Along with that, distal root also tend to have. Maxillary molars, mesial root are generally, it is documented that they tend to have more curvatures, but the distal root, very, very rare. Palatal root is almost straight, except that apical third, which has a bend towards the buccal side. Another one very common situation is you may have cases where you have two canals. The junction where the separate extra canal is merging with the main canal, it is divergence from this area which has a lot of curvature. So there you have to be really careful, and you should make sure that you widen the top portion. If this canal is separating here, then probably you enlarge this portion so that it becomes easier to enter the another canal, because it is that junction where you have the curvature. Rest of the canal generally tends to be very straight. Third molars, of course, every time, and probably because of the evolution which is happening now, we don't find more of a normal third molars or impacted one. But here and there, strategic third molars you will find, which is very important for bridges. That time you have to do endodontics, and you have to be extremely careful if you are doing third molars, because curvatures are very often present, whether it is mandibular, whether it is maxillary. The real problem is not the curvature, it is also the length of the root. More the length of the root plus added curvature, that increases the difficulty. You may have a small tooth with a curvature that is much easier to manage. So you should also think about how long is the tooth and not just about how is the curvature. So now we have understood where is the different type of curvatures. So now we'll have some examples where which type of curvatures you can see. You can see a gradual curvature, especially in the apical third, as you can see in the mesial roots here. Okay, that there is a gradual curvature in the mesial aspect. Okay, you can have a sudden curvature. Okay, this case where you have a sudden curvature, acute bend in apical third. This is where the real problem is, because the rotary instruments are difficult to reach in this area, especially if you use an austenitic form. Then there are cases where you will have curvatures throughout the length, and they are not very difficult to manage unless it is a S-shaped curvature like this, which is bit challenging, and you really have to be very careful when no matter which instrument you are using. Coming to the considerations of access opening into the curved canals, actually there is not much of a difference between access opening in curved canals and normal cases, except that we tend to see highly conservative ninja access probably on the Facebook. But one thing we have to remember, that highly conservative access tend to put a lot of strain over your instrument, and research also says that you may not have a difference in the strength of the tooth, which is done with an conservative and ultra conservative access. It's quite similar. So why to unnecessarily strain your instruments by making extra conservative? So it may appear very nice, and it is not my view. It is not my view. I have been attending webinars few days. Many of these speakers have mentioned this, that it is it is scientifically not proven that ultra conservative access opening are very beneficial. Of course, I have realized it, especially in our country, that patient comes to you especially when they have a lot of pain, but a lot of decay has already occurred. But this conservative access is very important, especially when you have an anterior teeth and the tooth has become non-vital because of the trauma. So that is generally when the patient is getting married, they tend to come during that time. So this case really fit for conservative access opening, and you may simply avoid crown if the tooth is discolored, or bleaching can be really useful. So we do have to follow the conservative approach, but ultra conservative approach is not required. Straight line access, of course, it is controversial, but yes, curved cases, it is better to have straight line access. That doesn't mean we sacrifice lot of tooth structure, without, simply assessing the, but without putting the file and seeing that whether it is straight. Coming to the major thing, that why should we use new generation of NISTA instruments? And this is all because of the research which has given us amazing type of instruments, without which I don't think that cases would be easy to manage, because I have been using different type of instruments from many years. When I started my undergraduate, that time we had very less opportunity to do root canal treatment, but we did do more on extracted teeth, few patients, and we used to more towards the hand instrument. In PG post graduation also, first few months we tend to spend more time on hand instrument, and then we shifted to the rotary. And always our seniors, my guide, Dr. Vasundhara Shivanna, and everybody has told me one thing, that we really have to have a lot of confidence or command on the hand instrument, and then the NITI will follow the success. So it is not necessary that you have any instrument with you, but you cannot avoid using hand instrument, because NITIs cannot match hand instrument. But yes, there are advantages for NITI instrument, there are advantages for hand instrument, and both should be always used, which will make your endodontic practice much safer. Of course, you all know that there are variations in the design, there are variations in the blade, there is variation in the phase, that is a metallurgy of NITI, and so much of information is there in the literature. Your sales representative, your colleagues, the videos, they basically confuse us, when it comes to the understanding the NITI. We all know NITI basically has an austenitic phase and Martensite phase, and we can discuss that, because you cannot simply treat a curved canals without understanding the metallurgy of the instrument. So earlier you had NITI instruments which are at room temperature. They were in a phase called as austenitic phase, which is even today a very good instrument for doing the root canal treatment. But whenever NITI has strain on it or heat on it, it tries to changes from austenitic to martensite, and this gives the ability for the shape memory and spring back. Okay, without this property, probably NITI would be not as famous as any other metal. But this, because of these two phases, and because these have specific advantages, the revolution took place in endodontics. So how do you basically identify? This is a video you can just see here. If you have a file and you bend it, and if it comes back to its original shape, that is basically file which is in austenitic phase at room temperature. You have to remember that it is at room temperature, and the file which you are seeing now is a file which is there in martensitic form at room temperature, right? So if you clearly see this, the file will bend, it will be there in that shape once you apply the force. This is actually an EDM file, but EDM file is manufactured from the same control memory wires. Now, what is the basic difference between these instruments, and how it can help you to treat your curved canals? Okay, so austenitic phase, a file which is there in austenitic phase, tend to have a very high cutting efficiency. Okay, and all of us know this, because if you are into practice probably 7-8 years before, and into rotary practice, austenitic phases were very common, and that has an excellent cutting efficiency. but we know that it tends to fracture, and I have fractured many cases where, probably because I was still learning, or, we do so many mistakes. But over a period of time, I have learned that it is important that you have to look at the safety of endodontic. You cannot always calculate the cost and, use files in a multiple way. You have to really think about safety of the case, because instrument fracture is a nightmare for anyone. So then the research which happened, that is when the Martensitic phase came into the picture. And Martensitic phase was helpful for most practitioners because people were really fed up with the instrument fracture because of various reasons. This was the phase which used to tell you whether the file has will fracture if you keep on using it. But what is the main disadvantage of a file which is there in Martensitic phase? They don't feel, that they can, they are less cutting efficiency, and they unwind very often. Okay, if you push it more, then they will very often unwind, but they don't fracture. That was the greatest advantage. But what is the use of having a file which will simply, not fracture, but, won't cut? So then again, there was some research, and we came with electric discharge machining, which is very good. And the by default, yes, electric discharge machining files can, work wonders, make wonders in your curved canals. Basically, you have the same file which is under Martensitic phase at room temperature, and that undergoes the EDM technology, where you develop blades, and these have more cutting efficiency and have flexibility also. So EDM files are one of the best files to practice if you are treating the root canals. But of course, they are tend to bit more expensive. And then came, there are so many phases in between: M phase, R phase, T wire. But, heat treatment. What basically they did is that once the file were manufactured, they were heated, and the top portion just heats up in the file. NiTi inherently weak because when you cut blades, they have areas of crack where the forces get concentrated, and this is where the fracture propagates. So all these phase, whatever heat thermal treatment, EDM, is basically to prevent the crack propagation. So what they did here is that they heated the file to a higher temperature, and every company has their own proprietary specification of heating the files. So the top portion, you end up having a part of austenitic, a part of Martensitic phase in the file. So these tend to give you cutting efficiency, but not as good as austenitic phase. But they also tend to fracture less, but they do fracture. So you have to remember that the any file will fracture. It is not that you use a Martensitic phase, then they won't fracture. That's a myth if you believe that the files do not fracture. But yes, the file will fracture less compared to austenitic phases. And these files are, in a mix of both. So if you want both advantages of austenitic phase and a Martensitic phase, these are the phases. This is the phase which it can really help you. So I did, I've been reading literatures, and it is clearly mentioned that if you have severe curvature, then Martensitic phase, that is a truly Martensitic phase, files are really good for the curved canals. But they tend to unwind, and there is a way you have to use these files. You can mix, and mix and match, combine. There is so many variation in which you can use different types of brands. It is not necessary that, for example, when I was a postgraduate student, we used to also combine hand instrument and rotary, half rotary, and the rest of the canal we used to do with hand instruments because smaller taper files were not available. And of course, nobody would believe in a newer generations of files because it takes many years to to research to come up. For example, bioceramic sealer, which has gained a lot of popularity now, was introduced in 2012-11. It was not popular during that time. And you don't know, unless there is a research, we really don't know whether the newer generation files are good or no. But there are, frankly, there are enough amount of research which is done over the files, and of course, they have, every study will tell you that one property is better and other property is not good. So it is basically up to you, and the case selection should be with respect to the type of curvature which you are, the treating. But there is one common thing, that no matter which type of file people fracture, you know, they basically, the file they use, they always, there are people still fracture. I do, but the frequency of the fracture has come down drastically down. But, then the question is why? I have, everybody claims that I have a file which is so strong, then why I'm still fracturing? So